When it snows in Amsterdam, the city turns into this painting-like scenery. I contacted the local newspaper, and they told me, "What are you even doing inside? Off you go." Recently, aside from my photography, I'm focusing on video, and I'm looking for these short, funny stories to film with my phone, such as the boys or young men holding the lady bag. Almost everyone was happy, as this doesn't happen that often in Amsterdam. And some people enjoyed it even more. I walked around the whole of Center, and there was this refreshed energy through town, even if the whole country was logistically blocked. No trains, no planes. This always happens during snowfall. I quickly edited my videos in one of my favorite cafes in Amsterdam, the Krom. But my day was not finished yet, at all. I have some good news to share, which is that I'm coming back with my weekly photos for Het Parool, for the local newspaper of Amsterdam. And this time it will be a bit different, as I will focus on the evening, so after dark photos only. I've done this section for 2 years during the COVID pandemic by coincidence. And after 2 years I quit and I made a book about it called Chasing Amsterdam. I started the series early autumn, as it became dark very early. That's what happens in the Netherlands during autumn and winter time. And I just made it basically for myself, and I was in touch with the newspaper, and then I was super happy that they offered me the section again for this series. And in this week, the first photo was about to be published, the first week of January, and I had a lot of photos ready as I had started in autumn. But then this week it was snowing, and I knew I had to find an evening picture including snow in this evening to make it for the deadline. In the afternoon, I had to be photographed myself, as there was an interview with me scheduled in the paper to kick off the series. And then, after a full day of filming the snow, I still had to find my evening snow scene for this week. And of course, when you look too hard for it, it never happens. So I was tired, hungry, angry, and I was about to give it up. Minutes before I went to dinner storing my camera, this guy with a mirror came up, and I knew that this was it. The next morning it was still snowing, and there was this melancholic blue atmosphere. I used long exposure to focus on this gliding movement of the cyclists and the contrast with the snow. This was a reference to an earlier series I made years ago with my Canon 450 that had this blue tone filter that was quite right for this setting. A few days later, I came across the second picture for the series, also when I was not looking for it. This time it was still cold. It was not snowing anymore, but it was very icy and very slippery. So I was walking back home from a party, and I was walking because I could not cycle. And then in the middle of the night, I think it was like 2 or 3 a.m., It was completely silent on the street, and then I saw this scene, this girl sitting on the wooden chair, and she was like staring in this like super small screen. This girl was very sweet, and she explained that she had got lost, like completely lost, because she was in the east of town and she had to be in like the far west, and she had walked for 1 or 2 hours from city center, like in a complete opposite direction. Luckily, there was a bus she could take later on. This was my little visual adventure in the snow, ice cold and full of surprises. I'm also curious, what is your favorite weather condition to photograph in on the street and why? Let me know in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, you can press like and subscribe and share, as in this way more people will be able to see this video. So I guess it helps. Thanks a lot and see you next time. Ciao!